Doing question 5, I've just started reading it. So we've the 1800 bottles and cans were recycled by a particular supermarket. So we were given the values for March and April. We were told the total is 1800. So our partial sum of 400 and 635 are going to be taken away from 1800. Okay, so just write that sum up here. 1800 minus 1800 minus the partial sum of 400 and minus the partial sum of 635. That'll give us the last partial sum, the last part of it, in other words. Okay, and we calculate that and we get 765. So now work out the number of items recycled. Now the next thing I'm going to use this base to make up my angles. Okay, so the part of the angle, there's 360 degrees and divide by 1800. So this number is going to be really important. I'll just get into my calculator. 360 divided by 1800, right? And it's a fifth of a degree, or it's 0.2. So it's really simple. So I can multiply this by 0.2, or I can go, actually simpler still, I can go 400 over 5, because I'm being numerate now. I'm thinking that's 80. So we just divide by 5 to get to degrees. So let's go do it on the fly. So I'll divide that by 5, I get 80. Okay, I'm just going to show you some crazy mental maths. Double 63, 126, 127 will be the degrees there. And double 76, I'm doubling it because it's 700, it's that number of 10, so double it for how many times does 5 go in. 140, 152, 153. Okay, double check them. And the most important thing, shouldn't they add up? They do probably. Do they add up? Yeah, I'm sure they do add up to 360. Let's double check. 80 plus 127 plus 153. Now I just did some mental maths to give you a chance to learn mental maths, I was saying, but it's really not necessary at all. I just did it because some of you might learn it. Anyone else will have gone divide all of them by 5 and you get these. Okay, so how do we make up a pie chart? First of all, it doesn't matter what way the first line goes, but a good habit might be to use this direction here as your first starting line. Okay, now I have a protractor here, and I'm going to bring in the middle of the protractor onto my middle of my circle. Really important. And let's go with 80 first. But it doesn't matter how far out the mark is. What matters is you do this, and we say that's 80 degrees. Now the next thing is we can go at 127 degrees. So we can do that because it scales all the way around to an obtuse angle. So we can put this here and align it up. You can be as accurate as you can. Like do a fair job, but don't worry about being extremely precise. It's not necessarily at Junior Cert. There's no way they can even measure it. They're just going to give a good range of tolerance. So I'm going to 127 degrees. So that's 120. That's 130. So just about there is about 2 notches up. Okay, I'm going to bring that out. And that's 127 degrees, and then this has to be 153 degrees. You can start measuring it if you want to, but you don't have to. Another trick you could do is I'd say that's, I don't want to do that now because that might confuse the examiner and think I made a mistake with the picture. Okay, now we might want to do a little bit more than that. We might want to say what's what. So March, April, May. To summarize the data above, showing the number of items recycled during the months. So I have to show label each sector, done, and the size of the angle clearly, done, and they also want to label it, show the number of items recycled. Now they'll probably accept this, but I can also just come in here with a different color pen and say 80 items recycled. No, 400, sorry, that was 80 degrees. 400 items recycled. Oh, hold on, that's over here. See how easy I could make a mistake. 400 items 635. So they're proportional, right? So you can have items and you can have degrees. And 765. You can write items in each one if you want to. So that'll get me full marks. Show any working out on construction lines. So we've shown our construction lines. Our working out, you could go say, well, I divided that by 5, I divided that by 5, and I divided that by 5. And it does say show any working out, so I also want to say 360 divided by 1800 means divide by 5, 1 over 5. Okay, that's enough. Now I got no picture, nothing, so I have to read it. A 500 milliliter soft drink. So a few things here. Half a liter, 500 milliliter soft drink, €2.25, which includes a return deposit of 15 cents, 0.15. Work out the return deposit as a percentage of the total cost of the drink. Now it did include it, so this is the total cost. Okay, so you're getting this as a percentage of this. We just need to put them in the same units. So let's go with cents. Okay, it doesn't matter whether we go with cents or euros, and at least with cents we'll be turning it into natural numbers, which is nice. Okay, so you do that by that, and you multiply by 100 to get your percentage, but you do not use 100 in your calculator, 100%, because that's nothing. You use 100 in your calculator. Okay, be very careful about that. Only put in the percent at the end, not in the calculator. So here's my calculator out. I'm going to go with my fraction bar. Now I'll show you a trick. If I'm multiplying by 100, I just add on another 2 zeros there. That's just a quicker way of doing it. And divide by 225. And this is my percentage. So first I'll get full marks for that. We do shift equal to have a look at it in thing, and that's 6 2/3. But I can say 6.67. It'll be accepted. Okay, approximately. But hold on a minute now to the nearest whole number. So it's always only at this stage you look for the degree. You look for the degree of accuracy, because it's a bit boring when you're working on the problem itself. It's only look what you really want here, and then you go back with your degree of accuracy. And if it's a natural number like this, you can do this thing, because I've seen it might come up in the marking scheme, and it's an element of n. It's the same way of saying not decimal places. Okay, that we've rounded off to the nearest whole number. Now the return deposit of 25 cents, that was up here 15, this must be bigger. The return deposit represents 6.25%, whereas this was 6.67%. This was proportionately more of the total cost of a 2-liter soft drink. It's a half liter, this was a 2-liter. Work out the total cost of the drink. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put percent on the left and money or euro on the right. Okay, and we know that 6.25% is worth 25 cents, which is 0.25 euros. Okay, we want to know what 100 is worth, and for the price we don't know, let's use P. So we have our proportion. We can go P is to 100% is the same. Now you can divide upwards or crossways, but whatever happens, we can, like if I do P, yeah, the money to the percentage is fixed. So money to percentage, you can go P over 100 is equal to 0.25 over 6.25. Okay, and then we can multiply up to 100, and we get P equals 100 multiplied by 0.25 over 6.25. But I've done this over and over again, and I've realized that what happens is you've that product over that, which I've just done in a slow way, but it's always that product over that. So let's work it out. I've got my calculator in my hand. It's hopefully reflecting the light properly for you. I have 100. By the way, when you're on your phone, you're on YouTube, you can zoom in, can't you, to a bit of it if you need to see a bit closer, and you can zoom out again if I go working on a different part of the paper, and that's or scroll around 6.25. Yeah. Okay, so 4 €4. Price equals €4 for that 2-litre drink. Sounds reasonable. Okay, especially if it's branded. Yeah. See how we did anyway. We're going to grade it. Okay, let's see how we get. So, out of 5, if you get 6, 7, 5 for the number of items. So 5 out of 5 for that. Out of 10, if you did March 80 degrees, April 127, and May 153, and you did your numbers and everything as well. Okay. Label each sector and the size of the angle clearly. Yeah, I've done all that. Maybe I didn't need to put the number of items, but it doesn't matter. They won't lose marks. So we're getting 10 out of 10 for that. Okay, did we get 7%? Did they get 7%? They did when they rounded. I might just speed up with the grading. Do I need 2 of them here? Yeah, no, got 10 for that. And hold on. Where's D? Oh, D, A, B. Hold on now, let me see what's going on here. A is worth 5, B is worth 10, and C and D together are worth 10, which would be €4 and 7% is worth 10. So 10 here, 10 here, 5 here, 25 in total. 10, 10, 25. Sorry about that. Yeah, 25. So let's give ourselves 25 for question 5. And let's see how we got on in question 4. 25 there by the looks of it. Okay, and as always, students, we'll see you in the next one, which will be question 6.